Howzit Bru? How you guys doing? Welcome to this video. It's the Springboks final game of the season in Cardiff against Wales. So, my name's Kenneth. Welcome to Rugby Bru. I'd love you to subscribe if you enjoy the content. I'd love you to throw in your comments and thoughts below and the predictions at the end. So, we're going to be talking about the predictions. So, a quick last minute update is Ox Inche has been withdrawn. So, he is being replaced by Wilco Low, who's going to get his second start. So great for him, having not started for 3 years. He gets 2 in a row to start, and then the bench and everything's the same. So up front, it's going to be Wilco Low, Johan Grobler, and Tommy de Toy to start, which is going to be cool because Wilco and Grobler, they're teammates at the Bulls. So a bit of a combination there. So it's going to be interesting to see how we front up as a scrum, right? Because that's one of the untested sort of front row or partnerships within the whole team. So let's jump in here. So in terms of our record against Wales, I mean, we have a very good record against Wales, of course, but over the last few years, it's been very, very tight against Wales, especially if we look at under Rassie's reign and Rassie and Jacques. Their first game in charge was against Wales in DC in the US. They lost that. That was an experimental team that day as Peter Steph de Toy captained the team. And later that year, they went to Cardiff and also lost there. So Rassie was 0 for 2 initially. And if you look at those first 6 games up until 2022, which ended in the Tour of South Africa, actually there was 7 games. But the first 7 games, we lost by 2 points in DC. We lost by 9 points in Cardiff. We won by 3 points in Yokohama in that semi-final of the World Cup. And then we won in 2021 by 5 points. In the first test in 2022 at Loftus, we only won by 3 points. Then we lost a test by 1 point in Bloem. Didn't have kickers. By 1 point. And a lot of our losses are by 1 point. And then we came back and sort of stepped up in Cape Town and won by 16 points. So if you think of it, -2, -9, +3, +5, +3, -1, those first 6 games in charge for Rassie against Wales, not his 6 games in charge, but his first 6 games against Wales, he had a 50% win ratio. Okay, and then by the end of that third test on that tour, it was 4 wins from 7. So the last 2 games that we've played them, we have been pretty prolific in terms of winning. In that World Cup warm-up, we were pretty much on fire going into that World Cup, right? The World Cup warm-up in 23, we played them in Cardiff 52-16. Jesse scored that incredible try along with old Peter Steph there, right, of course. And then we went on to, beat the All Blacks big time at Twickenham. So that was a good start to the warm-up for the World Cup. And then earlier this year, our first game this year was at Twickenham. And we won that game 41-13. So the last 2 games, we won by 36 points. The most recent game at Twickenham, we won by 28. Okay, so it's pretty hard to predict here with the patterns, the stats in the background. And, also the type of game that we're playing now is very, very different to when we were playing, 2022, 2021, a lot of kicks. I mean, we're pretty much playing that same rugby as Gatlin. We even saw that in the Lions tour, in 2021, right? Just up and unders, kick, chase, very conservative, waiting for them to make a mistake, waiting for a penalty. We were playing Warren ball as Warren Gatland was known to favor. So since we've gone more with that attacking thread and or threat and opening up, is now you can see the difference between the 2 teams, 36 points and 28 points. Plus, Wales have got all these young guys. A lot of the older guys have retired, injuries, etc. But these guys are used to playing us in the URC, and some of their teams have beaten our teams and our top teams too. And some of their URC teams have been playing really good rugby. And even the games that they lose, it's not been easy, right? Even going to Cardiff, etc. is being tough. So they're going to be getting that familiarity. But I think that confidence of that Welsh team's got to be at an all-time low. They're on a record of 11 straight losses, which is just absolutely incredible. So the thing with this is, like I said in the team announcement the other day, I think the Springboks will win. I'll give my score in a sec, my predictions, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's a tight game, right? These guys have got nothing to lose. The world champions are in town. They've pretty much been written off by everybody, anybody that you hear talking, and rightfully so, right? 11 losses in a row, and the Welsh Rugby Union just seems to be in a little bit of a mess, and that might be an understatement. And it's tough for the players. So, but in any case, they got nothing to lose. They're at home. They're playing in front of their family. They're playing in front of their own crowd. So they just took a beating against Australia. Australia were damn good. They played bloody fine rugby, if we're honest with ourselves. It was a pleasure to watch. So, we got some untested combinations front row. We got untested combination in the lock department. We got the untested halfback pairing. So there are some gaps there, right? Even though that those individual players in the front row, even though we know Mostad and Klein have been there, they've done it as a combo, playing together for the first time. And remember, it's not just the front row, but it's then that tight five. How do they operate together? And how much did Wilcola get to train this week with these guys? Were they already training like this with the thought that Ox might drop out? So you just never know. So, but the thing is, so don't be surprised if it's tight in the first half, right? These guys have the ability to beat us, and I think at an international level now, as good as the Springboks are, as good as France are, as good as the All Blacks are, as good as Ireland are, you can come unstuck against any team. Probabilities are low. Am I saying the Springboks are going to lose? No, but just be prepared for some stress in that. My hope is that the boys on fire from the word go and crush it. I just think with the power of the bench, we're going to be too much for them, too powerful for them. And like I said in the prediction, right, that's a 45-minute mark, 50-minute mark. You're given everything against these guys, and then you see Eben Etzebeth and Achia Snyman running on, along with Malcolm Marx, along with Cameron Honeycomb, and you've got Vincent Koch, and I gone blank. I gone blank for a sec. Steenekamp, of course, running on, and who else we got there? Quibus and Pollard, right? So at that point, you think, jeepers, man, I've just emptied my entire tank, and that I think is going to be mentally, physically, just too much for them. So, what is my prediction here? I'm going with the Springboks to win this one by 44 points to 20. I've actually never given a prediction that big of a range before. And that's quite nerve-wracking. So 24-point margin, 44 points to 20. That's my prediction. I want to hear what you guys think. And some of you guys in the team naming, you say, well, somebody said 90-something. Somebody said 100-something. I don't think it'll be that big. Do you remember that was at 96-13 in 2008? And then I was at the test match later that year when Graham Henry was the coach, Wales, England. We played them at Wembley Stadium, and that was a tight match. Andre Venter scored in the corner to win it. Joost van der Wester had also scored, and man, I was sweating. So at about the 72nd minute, I actually had to get out my seat. I tell you what, the Welsh fans that day were going insane, but not a lot of them, not in a nice way, dude. There's some terrible stories. Guys getting spat on, sworn at, just for just supporting, just for supporting the Springboks. And so it wasn't the best occasion for a lot of Springbok fans that day. But yeah, so why did I tell you that story? Anyway, so I don't think it's gonna be a 96-13, but it just shows you 96-13 to come to almost beating us, and I think they were ahead until the 75th minute or something. So anyway, 44 points to 20. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, love you to subscribe. I want to hear your predictions. I want to hear your thoughts, and enjoy this last test match, the Springboks for this year. And by the way, I'm only 90-something, 94 subscribers away from 5,000. So tell your friends to come. The best damn rugby show in town, right? And we'd love to have them here. Appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful week. Take it easy and enjoy the rugby on Friday. And nice game of rugby on Friday. And then enjoy the rugger on Saturday. But I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy. Cheers.